So I am off to Bicester Village today, so I just thought I'd quickly show you what it is that I am wearing. It's still fairly nippy out, so I've got a couple of layers. So I've got my Lacoste cap, because bad hair day. I've got my Lacoste sunglasses. This is a knitted Moss Bros t-shirt that I love. This is a Karl Lagerfeld faux fur jacket. I've just got on a pair of plain black jeans that are from ASOS, but they're like a tapered carrot fit, I believe is what they're called. I've got Kurt Geiger Wickeds on, and then I've got this Mulberry Alexa. This is the Loopy Leopard, and it's not one of my most used bags, but it deserves to be used more, so this feels like a good thing for it.
Strawberry coloured coat instead of the usual tawny colour. A male strawberry leopard was photographed on the South African Madikwe Game Reserve in 2012. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, Alexa. There you go. That's the downside of having a bag that's called the same as your in-home system. Anyway, I'm using this because then I can use a crossbody. If I want to, I can use it top handle. It's just fun. It's different. It's niche. And it's a bag that I know I can be there. And the likelihood is no one else is going to be carrying it. So that is not a bad thing. Anyway, that is today's outfit. Let me know what you think. Of course, I'm going to take you with me to Bicester. Today is also exciting as it's the first day I get to properly drive this beauty that's not kind of back and forth to the office. I mean, look at that, isn't it stunning? Silver CLA shooting brake with the, I think it's the night package that gives you these alloys and the black wing mirrors. Oh, it's just divine. Love it. Loved this picture of the Alexa. It just looks so moody. Oh, beautiful bag. Okay, so I've just arrived at Bicester Village, crossed over into the lovely county of Oxfordshire, and it is a beautiful sunny day. As I was driving in, I drove past MCM. I saw a lot of pink, so we're obviously going there. What's on my list? I don't know. I don't know if I want bags. I don't know if I want outerwear. I don't know if I want ready to wear. I don't know if I want shoes or accessories. Like, genuinely, I don't. I have a budget that I cannot exceed, but in terms of what comes home with me, as long as it fits within that budget, I'm good with it, because there's nothing that I need, so it will be solely about want, and that's a heart decision, not a head decision. So I'm open, but I have to stick within budget. Anyway, loved driving this car. It's dreamy, honestly. I liked the car before. Absolutely, I did. It was fantastic. This is just so me. I love it. Oh, sexy, sexy car. So yes, I'm very excited. I will take you with me. Let's go. Here we go. We are off to, first stop, the concierge service, because I needed to check how much money I had on a gift card. So that was good. And then we went to MCM. You know I love MCM. This was current collection. This beautiful shade of baby pink. They didn't have the bag that I was looking for, but that is okay. We always like to have a little snoop. I like the variation of pieces that MCM always have. They always have great hardware. They're just different and fun and playful and colourful. This bag charm was so cute. So cute. Loved those slippers. I was tempted by those, and I thought this grey top handle was absolutely stunning. Then they had some great belts, some great logo pieces. I really liked the green on the right. The landscaping at Bicester is always so lovely. It's just such an inviting place to go shopping. I just really enjoy going there, to be honest, and just spending a bit of time. I was there for about 2 hours in total, and just, you know, letting time pass you by. I always go very early. It opened at 10 and I was there. So here we are at Jimmy Choo. Beautiful scarves, different textures, a couple of silk scarves, which were really, really lovely. Some bags, some other pieces. I tried on this shopper. It's smaller than it looks. And they, of course, had the beautiful heels, the simple heels here that were, you know, circa £350. These were a pair of lace heels that you can see there that were £450. They were about 30% off RRP, I would say. These were some of the most stunning shoes I think I've ever seen, about £1,400. And then you had these, which were like 2,000, but they were stunning Cinderella shoes. And I was tempted by this pouch. Very much liked it as a big clutch. And then just a few more of the shoes here, just to give you a bit more idea of the range. They are just so delicate and intricate and glamorous. Jimmy Choo really has glamour down, it has to be said. Look at the cage on those shoes. Absolutely exceptional. I think they were about £1,400, I want to say. But they were absolutely gorgeous. So I took my first proper look in Roger Vivier, and I really loved the pieces, I have to say. They had some beautiful flats, lots of great crystal work in buckles and on the toes of the shoes, great pairs of flats. They had a beautiful pair of mules as well at a sensible heel height, lovely bags also. I was impressed. Now on to Karl Lagerfeld, who were having a 20% off bags and accessories sales, exclusions applied, as I found out. But really great pieces, lots of colour, beautiful green. I tried on this faux fur gilet, it was £83. It was the same material as my jacket, but it was just a bit too small, otherwise it would have been coming home with me. I just find that they always have quite a consistent collection. It's not one of those outlets where I feel like things just didn't sell. It does feel quite consistent. There's often a lot of stuff I want to buy. That was a faux fur bomber jacket that had Karl written on the back of it. Nothing groundbreaking, but I did buy a little something in there. Now, Louboutin was the best I'd ever seen it. Look how gorgeous those crystal shoes are. They had this beautiful pink pair of Arisers. They had Pigalle. They had Socates. They had absolutely stunning seasonal pieces. They had Alters. They had pieces that were embellished. Honestly, exceptional. Things that were ranging from around £400 into the low thousands. But of course, when you get to the strass pieces like we're seeing here, those are much more. Look at the crystal work on those alters. They are absolutely, I think those are the alters. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're $395 for a pair of pumps. They had some great accessories. They could do with getting rid of that scratch counter, that I would say. But these bags, oh my goodness, the embellishment, they were heavy, but they were stunning. The way they reflected the light, ooh, gorge. Lacoste is just a great place to find some kind of casual wear or simple pieces. I like Lacoste pieces. I have Lacoste t-shirts. I love my Lacoste caps, as you know. The bags can be good, the tracksuits, like you can just get some great kind of basic pieces in Lacoste. And always some fun colours, this bright orange, £83 for a north-south tote. And they had kind of a smaller selection of crossbodies, which if you just need something that's grab and go, carefree, not too worried about it and don't want to spend the earth on it, it's a good option. Of course I had to go to Mulberry. They had an interesting selection. I was disappointed by the staff because I was in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. Not one person asked if I needed help. Bearing in mind I was the only person in that store carrying a Mulberry bag. So that was a bit disappointing. But they had some nice pieces. A lot of classics, I would say, actually. The prices in Mulberry are very interesting because they are either kind of 20% off, as you can see here, Heritage from $8.95, or they can be very much the other extreme and very inexpensive, but they were fairly pricey this time around. I love this collection. I keep looking to see if it gets discounted further. It hasn't been. They just had some lovely items. I liked this lily. I keep trying on the lily, but it's that hardware. It bothers me. I don't know why I'm so bothered by it, but I loved this kind of spongy patent leather. I tried on an iris as well. I've spoken about this bag before. It didn't look right, so I quickly put it down. But they just, they always have a great selection. Here I am trying on an Eco Nile Bayswater. I loved the mixture of materials here. This was one of their new typography, kind of buckle clasp logos, which was interesting. And I quite liked these Alexas as well. This was an interesting vintage looking piece. Yes. And then I tried on this lily as well, which I've looked at a few times and is slowly dropping in price. They had this great scarf, but it's a lamb's wool scarf and I just don't know when I'm wearing it. And I couldn't let time pass me without looking at this big softie. Craftsmanship, fantastic. I still think it's so hideous, but the leather is beautiful and it is very well made. However, it is still so ugly. So it's still an absolute no, but impeccably made. Loved that green and that pink. And then you had some great other options. They had a great selection, I have to say. And look how cute this micro Bayswater was. Oh, stunning. To YSL. I love the YSL logo on those heels. Is that called the Opium? I think it is. They had a good selection of shoes, some nice simple pieces. I looked at these tributes, which I can always never tell if I love them or loathe them. And I've heard they're incredibly comfortable for the height. These were about 30% off RRP. I think I liked them. I'm just never 100% sure if they are really, really out of style. But I really loved this jacket. It was 14 grand and it was down to 5.5, which is a lot for an outlet still, but down from 14. Wow. And they had this great kind of cropped jacket, but I didn't check the price of it. They had these mules in this faux fur in a range of different colours. I thought these were really beautiful, actually. Not practical for the UK, though. And this was a really lovely shoulder bag. I tried on a clutch in YSL, just decided it wasn't for me. They had a Lulu in this look, and then I think it's that a college bag, I want to say. They had the Cassandra bags, I want to say, and the Sunsets. Steph from Handbagaholic knows them much better than I do. I'm kind of making it up. And I loved the beautiful kind of vintage look of this piece. I went to Marnie and had a lot of fun in there. The sales associates were so lovely. And it was nice to go to a brand that I'd never been to before. It felt different. I've spoken about these pieces before. This is the Veja collaboration with Marnie. Some nice trainers, but nothing too groundbreaking. I really liked this jumper though. I thought this was really cool and I could see that being quite easily styled. Couldn't find a price though, but I really liked it. It seemed like they had a lot of kind of new arrivals in. They had a really lovely top handle bag that I liked very much that I tried on, but look at those. Those were awful, awful. So I tried on this bag, which I actually really liked, more of a Boston bag style. It was very beautiful. And they showed me these shoes that matched my jacket, but they were some of the ugliest driving shoes I think I'd ever seen. Just as a quick warning, some of the lights flash in this part of the video, so just skip through past Longchamp if that's a cause for concern. They had a range of different Le Plage Koya pieces. They have the pink here, different pink to the one that I have, but nice pieces nonetheless. A lot of kind of medium top handles. They had a number of Rousseaus. This one was about £400 in the mixed material. Lovely structure, I have to say. Then they also had the Rousseaus in red, if red is a colour that you're particularly drawn to. They had quite a lot of mock croc, which I always like to see. I'm a big lover of mock croc, as you know. So they had the Le Pliage there in the mock croc. That was in the small size, cosmetics pouches, etc. You got a lot of bag for your money here with this piece, with this rucksack. It was around £195, I believe. But I felt like this could be a really good buy if you're looking for a rucksack. They had some really beautiful, quite simple pieces. They had some pieces from the Le Foulon collection in some quite muted colours. They had this sort of mustard shade in the mailbox. It's always interesting to see the different variations because they've got some fairly new pieces into the outlet post-Christmas, because that's where you see a lot of stuff get sold. I loved this lemon yellow Rousseau in this structured mock croc. It was just a little bit too small, but I thought it was beautiful. Then here you have it's either the Amazon or the Cavalcade, and then also the brioche. I'm not a lover of the brioche. I've spoken about it before. Really not a fan. The light's flashing. I don't understand why Longchamp have that. But the standouts for me were these Le Pliages. You had the pink that I've got, the fuchsia, the pomegranate, a few different colours here. But these were the standouts because you've got the blue, the yellow and the pink from the 2021-2020 collection. Now, I've talked about the high-impact tailoring at Alexander McQueen, so how could I not go in when I saw that suit in the window? They had this beautiful clutch bag with the ring detailing on the top. That was the back of the suit. It was just gorgeous. I wish I had a waist like that. I do not. They had this beautiful spiked kind of crossbody shoulder bag, another version of that beautiful clutch in this softer pink. Then they had great oversized sneakers. I love the oversized sneakers. Again, the flashing lights, I don't get it. So I've moved onto a different shelf so you don't see those. These embellished ones, oh my goodness. They were $325, I want to say. Great price for a luxury embellished shoe. I was tempted by those, I must say. But I have about 4 pairs of embellished shoes I don't wear, so... These sunglasses I loved, but not for $275. I would break them. And they had this beautiful, beautiful suit jacket that was down to $860. Not a bad price whatsoever. And I had to show you these oversized sneakers with this spray effect on the back. They were stunning. I spent quite a lot of time in Versace. There are a few things I was tempted by. I've seen that La Medusa quite a few times in the blue kind of raffia, but I loved this green, and this was in the large size. This I was fairly tempted by. They had some nice shoes. They also had some fairly awful shoes. The price points were fairly reasonable, actually, as outlets go. They had quite a lot that was 50% off the RRP. These were absolutely hideous and horrendous, down from £900 to £300. I wonder why. Then they had some kind of simple pieces here with that V logo. That they part of is it the Virtus collection, which I think is okay, but I'm going to say I think it looks a little bit cheap. There they are again. I just had to reinforce the awfulness that they were. And that was their price point, $940 down to $305. Shock horror. This is the bag I might regret not picking up. It was £305. I didn't need another tote, but I thought it was beautiful and I kind of wish I bought it. These I really liked as well. This collection I thought was stunning. I loved the mixture of the colours. They had some really lovely ready-to-wear pieces, some great outerwear. I'm always a fan of the maximalist style that is Versace, that very more is more approach. It's very much me. The belts are great. I liked the black with the silver hardware. Just some really nice pieces. I thought this silk was great as well. I was trying on this top handle, which I loved. I was very tempted. We got the tape measure out to see if it would fit my laptop, and it wouldn't, so it had to go back on the shelf. But I was tempted, and it would have pushed the budget. I didn't go into Stella McCartney, but I wanted to show you this dress in the window. I thought it was gorgeous, and I loved the way that they styled their window display. I thought it was super. I went into Zadig and Voltaire because I don't see a lot of people go in here, and they had some interesting pieces. This kind of faux fur that was actually very awkward to wear, to be honest, but I liked their Boston bags. I was quite tempted by these Boston bags, but I didn't quite know what I was wearing them for, where I wouldn't use a lait pliage as an example. So they had to go back. The staff were very nice though, and it was a nice experience. Had a look at some of the ready to wear, nothing that was so captivating that I felt like I needed to write home about. Into Prada, and I like the mixed materials on this bag. It felt quite beachy. Prada is one of those brands that I know why what landed in the outlet landed in the outlet. The price point sometimes, the materials, the designs, it can be hilarious at points. These were some really interesting kind of faux fur, maybe. I think they were faux fur pouches, but some of the price points. So this central red bag that you're about to see, mixture of snake skin and I think faux fur, and it was £4,500. I mean, it was insane, and the feeling of the scales was absolutely vile. Then you had this great Frankenstein bag. I was so tempted by it. I loved it, but it was, a good few £100, and I just can't justify something like that. But it was so fun. Miu Miu is often underestimated. I actually think Miu Miu do some really beautiful pieces, as showcased here. These pieces were really intricate and really stunning. Often underestimated. Love these platforms. I look at them a lot. They are sexy beyond belief, but you can also buy some more subtle, more sophisticated shoes should you wish. Looking at the pink ones as an example, £345, not bad for luxury court shoes. I have a soft spot for Kenzo. I think the price points are reasonable. I like the designs. I again like that quite out there look. And it's one of those brands that if you don't mind wearing a logo from time to time, they sell everything with a big old logo on it or Kenzo splashed across it. Who remembers these t-shirts? These were everything back in 2014. They had some great accessories, some fun, quite edgy pieces. Some of the stuff, it's a mixture of it feels either quite expensive or very cheap. This purple felt very cheap, I have to say. The zipper was not buttery smooth. But they did have some great pieces, some fun pieces. So I loved this pouch. I thought that was gorgeous. So some really great items on balance. And I like the edge factor. I went into Ralph Lauren because I always like to have a look at Ralph Lauren, and I just love the colours. You know, I'm a bit of a magpie. I'm attracted to anything that's bright and shiny, and I just loved looking at their display. Look at all the colours. Lacoste was the same. The beautiful colours. I don't buy Ralph Lauren polos anymore, but there was a point in time where I bought them all the time. I loved this, but this would not suit me. I went to university with a number of individuals who would wear a lot of things like this. They were fancy people. And they had the same thing in caps. These were gorgeous. I did try one on. I tried on the green, but I didn't feel it in the moment. But I think I might go back. Loved the gilet, like a suede material, but the price point, £740. Oh my word. If I was sat on a chair, I'd have fallen off it. But I thought this look was incredibly chic, I have to say. They style their mannequins impeccably. It has to be said. These are really cute as well, these kind of teddy bear t-shirts. I need to buy one of those. Love these canvas kind of beach bag, tote bags. If you're looking for one, good option, good price point. Then they had these pieces, which were kind of these sort of mock Crocs, etc. Their bags never really grab me, but they have some alternatives. These can maybe be an alternative to Bottega if you like the woven leather. Some homeware pieces. I aspire to live a life where I can have Ralph Lauren homeware. One thing I would say is it wouldn't have, hurt them to clean the shelves. But anyway, that's something for another day. Look at how beautiful all of this homeware is. These stunning candles, these candle holders, the stationery. Honestly, exceptional. I don't know who this gentleman was, but he's beautiful. Absolutely love it. Beautiful bedding, very subtle, very sophisticated, very upscale and somewhat nautical. I thought these were great dresses. These would be great work dresses, especially if you work in an office. And they do a great blazer, a very structured kind of nautical blazer. So I love Ralph Lauren. I think it's a great brand. So that feels like it was fairly successful, I have to say. I didn't exceed my budget, which is always good news, but I got a piece that, in all honesty, I was looking for about a month ago, didn't get, ended up using a substitute, and now have found the right piece, but that's all good because I know I'll use it, 'cause I was kind of crying out for it a few times over. So now just walking back to the car, starting to get fairly busy. I've been here about an hour and a half. Yeah, like I said, it's getting fairly busy, so I'm going to go home, get some lunch, and I might show you what I've got in this video. I might show you what I got in another video. I'll put it all together and see how long it is. Anyway, see you in a bit.